Okay, so last time we worked on this scene, we left off with this desert looking product set, right? We built the set, we used mega scans, and we took those assets to build out this set here, okay? So now in this video, I'm gonna show you how we can transform this set into something a little different. And by saying that, what I mean is I wanna change it to something more techy. I wanna bring back that Microsoft Surface tablet and we can leverage that to build something of a techie like set. So more monochromatic, maybe we have some neon glows somewhere in the scene and we can just leverage that and then probably relight the set also. Okay, so let's get started. So we'll start changing these textures around to be something more monochromatic. So I'll start with the background. We're going to change this to gray here. And I'm just going to go here, just desaturate it. And then I'm going to take this, desaturate it, and then also take this and make it darker too, so we can keep our gradient. So we're going to just pull the value down, just create a subtle gradient just like that. And then maybe brighten this up. Let's see the value, what it's set at for this. Put it at 0.8. I don't want like perfect whites. Okay, so we'll go with that. And then I'm going to hide the controller for now. And then we're going to select our rock face. Oh, so we have to go back to the assets, matter of fact. So I'm going to just go to solid mode. We're going to go to assets. And then we're going to turn on our rocks here. See, let's start with the gravel. We can go to material mode, or we can just set it to render. You look at it in the render mode. There's no lights. I'll go to material. Okay, so we can just take this, and then what I'm going to do, I got two choices. I can either just unplug the texture and make it black. So I'll try that first. We'll just see what this looks like first. We'll just unplug this, and then we'll make it black. So I'll set the value to 0.01. 0.01. We could just see how this looks like. Let me try plug, and then I could try this also. So I can go here, Shift A, color ramp, and then put this here in the slot, and then we'll flip. So as you can see, it has a gradient now. The elements have a little bit of gradient. So I could take this black, put it, say 0.01, and then take this and I'll set it to 0.02. So we'll start with that. And then let's hide this, turn this one on, same thing. Matter of fact, I'll just copy this one. So we'll select this again, copy this, turn it off, on. Oh, what's going on? And then select that, paste it in here, drag it in, done. And then our plants. So I think I'm going to do something different with the plants. I'm going to take the plant and let's see if I can make it instead emissive. So let's see, arrange. I might have to hold off. I haven't done that before here in Blender. I have to figure that out off camera, but that's okay. Okay, so we got a mix here. Split this out, see what's going on. Okay, let's see what options we get with our emission. So we just get that color. Okay, well actually the default, we get the emission option here down here. Okay, so we could do that. So I'm gonna add like a neon blue, some over here in this area. And I'm gonna turn the strength up to like 4 for now. And then we're gonna take, see we got any color plugged in. So we got a mix shader also. Shader, color. Okay. So we got a color there. And then I'm just gonna unplug this color. See what happens. Okay, that's not working. Oh, it is working. Okay. So we'll start with this. maybe let's give it a little bit. Okay, it has a lot of saturation. The value's high. I'm going to take it to 0.8. So I'm going to start with that. See what that looks like. All right, so we got our elements changed over to these darker elements. And then, so let's switch back over, see what we get. And we'll switch to our camera. Let's see what it looks like rendered now. Okay, so we're getting something different. I'm not really happy with the plants. Maybe I'm gonna lower them a little bit just to make it work for the shot. But we also still have to light the shot again too. And then I'm gonna add back in the Microsoft Surface. Tablet. There it is. Cool. Let's go to our 3D view. All right, and I'm gonna scale this Surface tablet down just a tad. Oh, wrong element. All right, so let's scale this down like so. And let's just get some positioning right for it. This might have to be some kind of cool animation. But I'm going to start with something like just rotating the object around, see what it looks like. All right, we'll just go with that for now. All right, so I'm going to get rid of all these lights, matter of fact. Just start over. Everything is dark now. And then I'm going to take area light. Instead of using light wrangler this time, I'm just going to add an area light coming from the right. So we're going to move it over, rotate it 90 degrees, bring it up. And now we just got to mess with the brightness and the scale of it. It's very small right now. So I want this light to be able to light up the set. Okay. And then we're going to just shift it over. Turn up the brightness. I'm going to go 512, see what that does. Okay, cool. I like that. All right. So now we're getting something that's a little bit more, it feels more sci-fi. It feels like a alien landscape. I want it to have this techie feel to it. Matter of fact, I should probably make the plants even brighter now that I'm looking, but we'll come back to that. So go to a front shot and I'm going to scale this light up just some more so it lights up the entire set. Make sure that nothing's being missed. And then I'm going to set it back just a little bit. See where it comes into camera, matter of fact. Okay. So just right off camera like that. Cool. Scale it up just a little bit more. And then I'm going to try to brighten it, the light some more too. So let's double it, 1024. This is looking nice. Okay. And then I'm going to add a bounce card into the shot. We're just going to add a plane. I'm going to see what this does. And by default, what's nice about Blender is the models are white by default, which is what I like. So now I could just, I don't have to worry about really adding a material on it. So I'm just going to drag it out of the camera shot. And then it's a little bit too much bounce light coming into the shot. So I'm going to back it up some more. Like that. Maybe bring it back just a tad. Like that. Okay. And then again, I'll play with those plants a little bit. I might turn down the brightness just a little bit on the light. Now that I'm starting to look at it. So let's bring this brightness down. So before we have 512, let's go like 750. Yeah, that's nice. And then we can play with this object some more. All right. And I'm just trying to find a position that looks nice on it. So it's nothing final. We're just playing around. I'm just showing like a lot of different things you can do with these sets and just playing with product, right? I want to match that blue, matter of fact. So now that I'm looking, I want to match the blues. So I'm going to go back to my assets here, and then I'm going to turn on the surface, select it. I'm going to go to, oh, matter of fact, so this asset is linked in again. So there's another add-on where you can work with linked libraries. And so this model is linked in, right? And so I press N to bring up my options, and I can click on this, and it's going to go directly to that scene right now. So it's opening the model, and it's going to, the whole scene, the whole Blender is going to switch over to that scene. So now I'm in this scene of my model, right? This is the model that's linked in. So this is actually the editable model. And I can go here, and all I need is the color. So I can just go here. I can get the hex, copy that. I'm done. Press N. I go to edit linked library, return to original file, and I'm back. Okay, so now I can just put this color on my plants like I had. So I'm going to select my plants. I'm going to go to shader editor, and I'm just going to paste this hex number in here now. So just paste, and now we got it. Okay, and then I'm just going to turn up the brightness. I'm going to go like 16 for the brightness. And then what else do we have? We got alpha, roughness, base color. I think I'm going to change that base color to black, matter of fact, so that we're not getting any extra colors. And then I'm going to switch back. So let's switch back and test our render again. All right, so we're going to go to our camera, render, let that load. Go to 3D view over here. Cool, we got some stronger colors. Again, these plants are a little bit too strong for me now that they're glowing. So we might have to cut some out. So I might take this one away. Let's see, I might drop this down a little bit. It's a little too much. Drop this down too. Out of frame. Move this one to the right. Yeah, this is feeling better. And then take this one over here. Maybe I'll just shift it over here. Nah, I think there's too much of a balance going on. That's what it is. I think I need to get rid of this one. So now we're just kind of zigzagging up the shot to lead us into this laptop. I like that better. And I might scale up this laptop just a tad bit, just to make sure it's not the same size as those plants. And then what else can we do? Oh, Blender's being a little buggy. Okay, so next thing, let's look at the background. Maybe we could play with this background a little bit. I'm thinking that we could probably add a little bit of color contrast. So we're gonna go back to our shader editor, and thinking that I might add some color contrast. So what I mean by that is kind of pulling some color theory in, and being that the opposite of blue is orange, I'm going to throw some orange into the shot to see what this looks like. So we're going to bring up the value. Maybe it's a little too strong. And then here too, add some orange. Nah, I'm not liking that. So we're going to just undo that. I'm going to go back here. And then I'm going to make this a little darker. I like the monochromatic look. Something like that. That's nice. Okay. Okay. So something like this is cool. Let me add a highlight on the laptop real quick. And then scale this background just a tad bit. I know it's, there we go. Or pull the vertices up, I should say. And then I'm gonna add a highlight on the laptop. So this scene is actually being lit by one light. So just like we had in the previous scene, we had like, I don't know, 6 or 8 lights. So this scene is actually only just using one light to light, which is great. And we're getting a really nice look. So we're just kind of lighting it from right to left. And then we have a bounce card just bouncing just a tad bit of light back into the scene. All right, so now I want to take this laptop. I'm going to use my light wrangler and I'm going to add a light, drag it on top of the laptop. And I want to work on getting a highlight. So there we go. Okay, so now we need to scale down our light, holding shift. Cool. And it's going to be very subtle. All right, and then I'm going to control, work on the spread. All right, so I'm going to stop right there. And then I'm just going to edit it manually without using light wrangler options. So now I'm going to scale it up, drag it upward. Looks like I need to rotate it. And then like that. Cool, now we got the highlight. And then I'm gonna take the brightness down, 0.5, 0.25, see what that looks like. Okay, that's looking pretty nice. And then maybe I should take it up a little bit. I'm gonna go back to 0.5, see what this looks like. So 0.5, see. Okay, so now I want to add a little bit of softness to it also, see what that looks like. So I'm going to go over here to horizontal tilt, I believe. Gives us some options. Yeah, see how it gives a fall off to it? So let's go negative to see what that does, since the light is coming from the right. So we can go the opposite direction too. Yeah, okay, so we'll go something like this. And then negative 20. And then also feathering. See what we get if we turn that to 100%. Okay. We're going to turn this back to 1. And I'm thinking that I might want to put it on the other corner since the light's coming from the right again. So we'll go over here instead and rotate it. There we go. Then bring it down. Yeah. And then now we're going to go bring the brightness back down again. So it's just constantly tweaking. It's just, you're not going to always get these things on the first try. And again, I've just put this together in the last how many minutes? I mean, I'm doing this fairly quick. So if this was a real project, I would be spending a lot more time on this. But I'm just walking you all through concepts and how you can execute something. But don't think like, hey, I can knock this out really, really fast and I'm done. No, you want to put a lot more time into these things, you know, but for content's sake, I'm just trying to make it very quick and easy to show you guys how you guys can walk through these kind of concepts. So again, you know, these things take a lot longer. All right. So one thing I want to look at too, maybe is playing with my camera. I just want to play with the depth of field. So I'm just going to turn this up to like 16 to make it real sharp. See what we get. So we're getting more detail out of the plants. Maybe there's too much in focus. So we'll try 8. I like that where it's not too blurry. Right. So those background elements are not, I'm going to go with 8 because I like how they're not too blurry, because when they're too blurry, they're a little bit too distracting. But now that they're a lot sharper, it feels better. And then I also want to brighten them up even more to just get a little bit of light cast on these rocks in this shot. So let's switch over to our assets again. And once again, we're just going to brighten this up. So we'll go over here to our material. See if we can just do it right in here, maybe. See what options we got. There it is, strength. So we'll go up to 32. As you know, sometimes you'll see me double up numbers. I always start from 1, 2, 4, 8. 16, 32, 64, and from there I just keep doing it. And then I'll start cutting stuff in half. All right, so see what it looks like now with these brighter. Yeah, that's cool. So I like how um the light's casting onto the rocks. However, the only problem I'm seeing is that they're starting to turn white, so I might just turn them back to what I had it. So we'll go 16 again. And then what is the saturation? Matter of fact, okay, we're good. So we'll go here. All right, to our camera. All right, cool. All right, so now we've just changed the whole set. And again, like I mentioned in the previous video, you can knock out a lot of sets in one day. You could probably just build one set and build variations of that one set for different purposes in a day, right? Just multiple variations of it. And then the next day or next week, you know, you get some new elements and you build a new set, right? And so like this is a multi-use set, right? Now, mind you, I did change the material, right? And so now that desert thematic scene is somewhat gone because I changed the original material. So I would have to set it up in such a way to where this shot 100 did not get affected, and then I got a shot 200 where it's this techie landscape, right? And so I just jumped in and started creating this set without setting up things to properly manage my scene. So keep that in mind too when doing these things. So for this one, I have to just save it as a separate file, right? And that's okay. We can have separate files for these things too. Okay, so next thing